to see the light at the end of the tunnel I've been here 24 years. I started seeing the light a couple years ago. The very beginning was very intimidating, this place. In fact, it sat on the market for about a little over 3 months, and there was nobody like just standing in line trying to buy it. Like basically nobody really wanted it because it was so big and so neglected and so needy, it just scared everybody off. The outside was black because they used to heat with coal years ago, so all the coal soot just clinged to the bricks on this house. And it was structurally fine, but the roof was leaking, had been leaking for years. The downspouts, well, they all got stolen, but before they got stolen, they were full of mud, I think, because they'd never been cleaned out. So every time it rained, water would cascade down the downspouts and get into the house and ruin the plaster walls. Buying my first house in Lafayette Square, I saw these old houses in that neighborhood, and I got my real estate license. I got my license because I just like to see old houses so I could go in them. And I don't know, it just kind of happened. I guess being around old houses, I was intrigued by, you know, the structures and the doorways and the woodwork and the art glass and how they built them. They were all so unique and not just cookie cutter. So it fascinated me, and it just grew. This house is located in Compton Hill, Reservoir Square neighborhood. It was built in 1908 for Charles Stockstrom, who founded the Quick Meal, then Magic Chef Stove Company, and cost $50,000 to build. The architect was Ernst Janssen, and they built it in 1 year. They put steel I-beams on every floor because supposedly in 1906, Charles Stockstrom was visiting San Francisco and they had a massive earthquake, and he saw all the buildings fall down. And so he asked his architect, Ernst Janssen, to build this, make it earthquake-proof. He was quite wealthy, Charles Stockstrom, from the stove business, and built this house. And they traveled, while the house was under construction, he had his wife and 4 kids, and they traveled to Egypt and Japan and other parts of Europe waiting for this house to be done. The outside of the house, I've been told, is French Renaissance. It's a brick house, and it has a lot of ornamentation all over the house, and it's called terracotta. And it's also made out of clay like a brick is, but it's molded into fancy molds. Like there's lion's heads, there's ram horns, there's flowers, there's columns, there's acanthus leaves. It's like a wedding cake with icing on it all over. But I would say one of the most fun successes is sharing it with other people. And it is open for tours now, and you can have a wedding here or a party and rent it out. But I would say being able to share it with other people that appreciate old houses and architecture is a success. So that's a fun part.